They came out on an absolute high, so motivated. This is what they were going to do. This is where they wanted to. They were actually walking on air. It looked like they were walking on air when they left the room. I've never seen some of the candidates. So, yeah, they could have conquered anything.
It's one thing, the trainer being inspiring. It's more when the team are inspired by themselves, you know, with what they step up and do, the barriers that they break through in their mind. And we saw that in the room, didn't we? And the processes that are in place are specifically in place to help people step into that fear and then break through it.
It was great to see a real sense, because I put myself in their shoes as well, and how I would be reacting to some of the activities, and they were just so brave. A lot of them were so brave. It's really, really thought-provoking, makes you stop, makes you think, and makes you want to do something about yourself. And the way you got everybody in an individual way from the beginning, you had everybody sussed. You knew the ones that were quite cynical. You knew the ones that were embracing it straight away. And the way you handled the cynics by the end of the course, how they'd bought in and how they were absolutely more than participating. They were there in the moment, and they weren't just doing it because they had to do it because I was in the room. They were enjoying it. In fact, I think they forgot I was in the room with some of the conversations that were there. They were so open and honest, which was really, really good to see. But yes, you will get that edgy moment to begin with, thinking he won't break or she won't divulge anything, but your approach is one of nurturing, but at the same time you don't go into their personal zone, and you made them feel safe. And at the same time, the exercises that you do and the activities that you had them doing, they couldn't help but participate because they're fun, very much fun. And then they didn't realise how it was, you know, changing their views on things. So yes, they were very, very good activities to change that mindset of people. They want to be coached by you. They want to do firewalking with you. Did you pay them, Lisa? No, joking aside though, I've got more advocates now for your type of training than just me trying to sell it, because you've got to experience it. And that's the best thing that people can do, is experience your training to understand it. You know, you can get the comments like, oh, it's not my thing. How do you know if you don't try it? How do you know? I mean, you know, we're in construction. Who would have thought that construction workers, if we're going to go with the stereotype, would have wanted to do your type of training? And they loved it. So I think until you've tried it, you won't. It's, you know, it's they've come out with a different mindset, and that's what we wanted them to, for their own personal development. We wanted them to understand how they think, how they approach things, what context they put things in, because that's half the battle in business. But the feedback came from the delegates was they wanted you at the beginning so that they could get that understanding of an open mindset. They could practice it, they could develop it, and they also wanted you at the end so that they could see over the 12-month period what they had achieved and what they'd implemented and put in place. And above all, then they wanted to do the firewalk. They were quite disappointed that we hadn't put the firewalk at the end of the programme. So it was definitely a good course in terms of how it's given people that belief.
I think me explaining to people what it is we do and how we do it, and I come across really passionate, isn't the same as them hearing what's the reality, what's the brass tacks. And you're such a straightforward, down-to-earth conveyor of.
Well, I'd like to offer, if anybody does want to contact me, by all means, you know, Lisa, you've got my number, or I'm on LinkedIn. If anybody wants to contact me and, you know, is she really like that, or did she really pay you? I'll give you the nuts and bolts.